When I was literally just 18 years old, I was constantly in the gym, constantly eating enough protein, putting the effort in every single day. I was constantly putting the work in and outside of the gym, but I was still getting nowhere because I kept falling back onto this same exact version of myself. And keep in mind, my problem was never at all discipline. I was clearly putting in enough effort. I truly wanted the results so badly, but my approach and my way of thinking was completely holding me back. So no matter how much effort I put in, no matter how much time I was putting into the gym, into extra cardio, tracking my calories down to the gram, every single thing in a calorie tracking app, I knew every single amount of food that was going into my body. No matter the amount of time I spent doing all of this, I was still getting nowhere because I was falling on that same version of me. But the problem was the way that I was thinking and the thoughts that I was actively telling myself every single day. When the results didn't show up, I would tell myself, oh, maybe I'm just not meant for this. Maybe I'm just not good enough to have that jacked and shredded physique. Maybe it's just not meant for me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong or making this mistake, or maybe I just should give up or not do this. And all of those negative thoughts, all of those active, horrible thoughts I was having about myself were all basically threats in my brain. And you see, your subconscious and conscious mind, they work together every single second of the day, every single day. And all of these thoughts you're telling yourself, or even just thinking in your head or saying out loud, whatever it is, your conscious or your subconscious mind does not realize that you aren't serious. It doesn't realize if you are joking or not. It takes every single thing that you say literally. So every time that you say any negative thought about yourself, your subconscious mind is going to store that. It is going to actively have that negative thought. So basically, whatever you keep telling yourself repeatedly, whatever it is, every negative thought, it is going to accept that, it is going to believe that, and that is going to show up into every single thing you're doing. So today I'm just going to kind of break down exactly how your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are constantly working together, and how you can basically develop your own reality just through the way that you are thinking. And if you do follow me on Instagram or you are subscribed to me on YouTube, you know that I don't even talk about this stuff that much, but I had to make a video about this because the mindset part of becoming the man that you want to be, becoming or creating that identity for yourself, increasing your testosterone and optimizing your overall hormonal balance is so important. And people don't talk about how important mindset is enough. They just talk about the diet, they just talk about the sleep, the habits, the lifestyle, but the mindset is such a huge aspect. So that's what I'm going to be breaking down today. So first, you got to understand what your conscious mind actually is. It is literally every single thought that you are having right now. All of the little thoughts in your head, the voice in your head, all of those decisions that you make, the things that you actively do throughout the day, all of these things are your conscious mind constantly working. And then you got to understand your subconscious mind. So that is every single thought running underneath. It is not at all like the voice in your head or anything. It is what you truly believe about yourself. It is every single way of thinking that you don't like actively realize. It's not at all the voice in your head, and it's like your automatic reactions to things. It is your true overall belief, and it is constantly running 24/7 along with your subconscious or along with your conscious mind. So this kind of controls your behavior, the way you act onto the surface, and you're never really actually aware of everything going on in your subconscious mind. And you see, if you think about it like an iceberg, the very tip of the iceberg, so everything that is pointing outside of the water, that is your conscious mind, that is the voices in your head, all of the active thoughts and decisions you're making throughout the day, and then everything below it, that is your subconscious mind. And both of them are always there, both of them are always running 24/7. And just like an iceberg actually is, the very bottom of that iceberg that is in the water, that is the biggest part of it. And guess which one is actively steering everything? It is, of course, your subconscious mind. But keep in mind, the conscious mind, that is the gatekeeper of everything. So every single thing that you're actively thinking or that voice in your head, all of it is going to be passed down to the subconscious mind. And then your subconscious mind will just accept that right away without any type of question, without any type of judgment. It just accepts that. Whether it is a joke, whether it is the truth, it is just going to accept that thought or whatever you said or told yourself. And all of these thoughts you're having throughout the day, all of these things that you are telling yourself throughout the day, whether you are joking, it is going to accept that. Your subconscious mind basically doesn't understand what is true or what is false. It only understands constant repetition, the things that you are constantly telling yourself, the thoughts that you are constantly having. So basically what I'm trying to say is repeat something enough or believe something enough from the bottom of your heart, from under the surface, under the conscious mind, and the subconscious mind will make that the operating program. So basically, to make it as simple as possible, your conscious mind writes the program, your subconscious mind runs the program, and nothing is ever questioned between the two. Now, every single time that you are talking about yourself or thinking about yourself, that ends up becoming reality. Every single negative thought, every single positive thought, whatever it is, all of that repetition, everything goes passed down to your subconscious mind and then basically becomes reality. So when you have true emotions towards feeling like you're giving up, towards feeling like you can't do something, or maybe something's not meant for you, that ends up being programmed into your subconscious mind, and that repetition builds and actually becomes reality. And basically your subconscious mind will take instructions and then make that true. So every single time that you are telling yourself, oh, I'm just gonna quit, your subconscious mind takes that repetition and then basically gives you evidence. So it makes you want to quit, and then you end up quitting, and then you are satisfying your subconscious mind. You're basically saying, oh, see, I quit, I was right. And then that belief can even get stronger and stronger through further repetition, through further evidence that you are giving yourself. So you're not at all like describing yourself or anything like that. You are basically programming yourself. And then your subconscious mind is going to execute every single word that you say. And then if you had to flip it around, the entire mechanism works on the entire other side. So every single time you tell yourself, I'm going to follow through with this, I am going to win, and you can't just like say it just to say it. You have to truly believe it from the bottom of your heart, and then that subconscious mind and conscious mind connection will make that connection, and then that will actively become reality through enough repetition. So eliminating all of the bad negative thoughts and bringing in all of these positive thoughts about yourself, you truly have to believe it from the bottom of your heart. That is one of the most important parts that I want you to understand out of all of this. It's not at all just something that you can just tell yourself or just say, oh, I'm gonna win, I'm going to get there, I'm gonna make it. You truly have to believe it with so much real emotion, and then your conscious mind will make that connection to the subconscious, and through enough repetition, it will become reality. And see, the moment that I actually understood all of this and understood that I was running on a program or just an approach that was completely wrong and not getting me anywhere for multiple years, that is just when the actual change started to happen. Not at all because I was weak, but because I wasn't making progress. So I was repeating to myself that, oh, I just need to keep doing the same thing, but I'm still not getting anywhere. Oh, maybe it's not meant for me. Maybe that jacked and shredded physique isn't something that I can personally achieve. And I kept repeating these things even just in my own head, and I kept repeating themselves constantly every single day. And some people don't even realize how many negative thoughts that they think about themselves. You might not even realize sometimes the simple, small negative thoughts you have about yourself. But then my subconscious took everything into that direction that I was actively leading it to every single day, through every thought, every active word that I spoke about myself. So now this is exactly how you are going to completely rewrite how you are thinking about yourself, how you are going throughout your day-to-day life, believing in yourself. Now, first, I want you to just spend time throughout the day seeing how you talk to yourself, seeing how you think about yourself, because you aren't going to rewrite what you can't even catch. So if you don't even know that you're talking bad about yourself or having these negative thoughts throughout the day, you aren't going to even be able able to rewrite anything. So just try to catch what you are saying to yourself first. So first you got to understand you have to speak in a present tense to yourself. You can't say like, I'm going to become consistent, I'm going to eventually get there. You got to say, I am doing that. I am actively achieving that. I am actively chasing that goal, and I am actively getting there. Because like I said, your subconscious mind is just so sensitive to literally everything. So it is going to hear trying and then execute trying, not doing. And also, like I was just saying, repetition alone is going to be weak. Repetition alone is not exactly going to get you where you want to be mentally and with your subconscious and conscious mind connection, but repetition with true real emotion and true real belief is what is going to make that change. So actually feel it when you say it and truly mean it. Don't just say it to say it. You actually have to mean it from the bottom of your heart, from your gut. Say it with real emotion, say it with real meaning. And then of course, words alone are not going to just get you somewhere. Follow it with action, because your subconscious mind is also going to watch what you are actively doing on a day-to-day basis. Every single thing that you do throughout the day, and every action is either going to confirm the things that you are telling yourself or talking about yourself with, or it is going to contradict it. So say things to yourself like, I am a man who is showing up today, and then actively show up. Don't just say that and then lay around and doom scroll or whatever it is. Actively show up, actively become what you are saying and what you are programming your subconscious mind to believe. Now those words and that evidence are going to agree with each other. They are going to lock in. So say it, feel it, and then prove it. Your subconscious mind is going to believe anything that you are actually consistent with. And to be completely real with you, at first you might just feel like you're lying to yourself. That honestly may be how it feels. You'll kind of just say like, I am disciplined, and then end up not being disciplined. But that is just how actual repetition works. You have to keep going and keep going over and over until you create that true identity and make everything a reality. You are basically going to win through constant real repetition. So what is going to happen when you truly lock every single thing in? Well, that new belief is going to become the automatic one. You will no longer have to try to force it. It is going to become so automatic in just the true real belief. You no longer have to try to force yourself to think something or to do something. That just becomes reality. It just becomes who you are, how you act, and how you think. You stop like debating with yourself throughout the day. You stop trying to like argue with yourself in the mornings. You just actively do everything because that is now who you are. And the thing that nobody really talks about with all of this is that once your internal world changes, your biology will actively follow. Your energy, your drive, your ambition, your motivation, all of your hormones, they are actively going to follow through the man that you believe in, the man and identity you are creating for yourself and making a reality. That is of course an entirely other video, but I do want you to seriously understand every single thing changed once that internal story for yourself changes first, not at all the other way around. So just keep in mind that your subconscious mind takes every single word that you say, every single thought that you are having about yourself, and then basically makes it that reality. It tries to match every single thing that you are saying, whether or not it is like, whether or not you're joking with yourself or just judging yourself in any type of way. It is going to take every single thing that you say literally. It is not going to question anything, and it is going to build a reality off of that. So at the end of the day, the question isn't really, are you programming yourself? Because you are. You actively are right now with every single thing you're hearing, every single thought that you are having. The question is, who are you programming yourself to become every single day? And like I said at the beginning of this video, if you do follow me on Instagram or you are subscribed to me on YouTube, I do not talk about mindset like this or your subconscious or conscious mind like this, but I had to make a video about this because it is so important outside of diet, outside of sleep habits, the lifestyle, the high testosterone way of living. The mindset is so important, and so many guys skip this part. They just think it's going to develop over time or it's going to come with everything else, but you have to develop that very, very strong conscious and subconscious mind connection. to actually create that reality and that identity that you desire. Now, if you're actually serious about completely transforming your life, your entire identity, the man that you are becoming and who you always seriously wanted to be, getting that absolutely jacked and shredded physique, looking insane and feeling insane, you can book a free one-on-one transformation strategy call with me. I'm gonna put the link in the description, but that is really all that I had for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching.